Hello, my name's Sandy. I will be your tour guide here on the set if you don't know Jack, and I'll show you the ropes, but I'm warning you, you gotta work with me, okay? So tell me, how many people do we have playing today? That works. Now, player 1, let me know your name. Just type it in. Good enough. Player 2, you're up. Good deal.
Seconds.
Now, player 3, can you spell your name for us? Okie dokie. Have a look around and choose an episode.
Seconds.
Okay, player 1, your buzzer is the letter Q, as in quantum physics. Player 2, you're buzzing in on the letter B. B as in basket case. And player 3, you have the letter P as in presidential privilege.
20 seconds.
So, looky here. This is how it works. The first one of you to buzz in on a question gets first stab at the answer. So, you buzz in, then you press 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on which answer you want. Read me? Would you go already?
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Hello there, good to see you. Welcome to our Random Facts of Kindness episode. I promise you that every fact you're exposed to today will treat you like someone special. First order of business, screws. Listen up. Say the question comes up and your neighbor gets that Mount Rushmore look on their face like they don't have a clue as to what's going on. That's the perfect time to buzz in, hit the S key, and screw them. Then they gotta answer. Got it? Now, let's see what happens in today's episode. Player 3, time to make a choice. For your viewing pleasure, I've got this burning sensation down south. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. All right, I want you to take a look at this. God, freaking heartburn. I can't breathe. Okay, I want you to look at this. For the love of Pete, I'm in some sort of hell. All right, one more time. I got to fill in the blank question, so start typing while I look for relief. If the heart of Dixie has heartburn. Oh, that's funny. Who wrote this? Yeah, I'm glad my pain amuses you. If the heart of Dixie has heartburn, what state should you flood with my Lanta? Let's see it, player 2. Start typing and then hit return. Pick it up. Hope you didn't spend that money already. Player 1, player 3, grab it. Player 3, show me some math. This is going down on your permanent record. Player 1, you can take it. Let's see what you got. Sweet Home Alabama's nickname is the Heart of Dixie, which makes Arkansas the Ass of Dixie. Player 1, what are we doing? This category is known as the wrong pipe. You give me a right answer, I'll give you $3,000. Hey, can you do me a favor? Take a look at this analogy for me, because I can't figure it out. Alaska pipeline is to crude oil as vas deferens is to... The Alaska pipeline is a tube that carries oil. The vas deferens is a tube that carries semen. One of them is known for being 800 miles long. No, I'm not going to tell you which. Category time, player 2. I believe this one is called The Right to Bare Chests. You get it right, you get 2K. Okay, imagine the NRA wants to spice up its image a little. If the NRA hires the singer of the song Sex Shooter as its new spokesperson, which picture would grace an NRA recruitment poster? Sheila E. caressing an AK-47. Sex Shooter was performed by Apollonia 6 in Prince's movie Purple Rain. And I'll tell you, if somebody really is shooting sex, you can paint a big bullseye right here. Player 1, what's up? Player 1, I love you. This is your chance to shine because you just got your hands on a dis or dat. The category for this dis or dat question is, ahoy, ladies! Now, I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, you have got to tell me if it's a men's cologne or a pirate. As each one comes up, if it's a cologne, press 1. If it's a pirate, press 2. And press 4 if you want to skip it. I'll give you $500 for each right answer, and $500 is gonna be taken away if you get it wrong and you don't get to it. All right, I'm gonna start you off with 30 seconds on the clock. Let's dance. Alston, cologne or pirate? Canoe. Barbarossa. Dracar Noir. Aramis. Captain Kidd. One more. That'll do it. 5 right. Solid mediocrity. Let's throw that cash onto your total. Now, come on. Every little bit helps. Let's keep going. Player 3, pick a cat. All right, give it up for, like, oh my God, democracy is so cool. You get it right, I'm giving you $1,000. Pencils ready, let's do it. If teenage girls in Washington, D.C. spend their time hanging out at the mall, where should teenage boys go to pick them up? The Capitol, Arlington National Cemetery, the Pentagon, or the Georgetown Library? Player 2, grab it. Oh, sorry. Arlington National Cemetery is in Arlington, Virginia. How often does a coincidence like that happen? Player 1, player 3, you want it? The mall in Washington, D.C. is that big park. You know, where they got the Capitol building and the Washington Monument, the Vietnam Memorial, and the Lincoln Memorial. They're all right there.
Oh my God, this mall sucks. There aren't any gaps and it's filled with statues of guys who are so not attractive.
How about it, player 3, category? May I introduce, why did the dead president cross the road? $2,000 for a correct answer. Okay, you think you're so smart? Listen up and answer me this. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? Ulysses S. Grant and his wife, Ulysses S. Grant and his father. Player 2. Player 2, who's gonna get the screw? Gotta answer it, player 1. Grant's tomb in New York City holds the dead Grant and Grant's wife. She's dead too. Which, if you ask me, is a total drag. I mean, one of the good things about death is getting away from your spouse. Nice work, player 2. Looks like you're getting screwed. Let's see how you handle the hardware. Player 1, your choice. This one's called, why do we always blame the butler? You get this one right, you get 3,000 greenbacks. Heads up, here it comes. Which of these famous mystery writers might have written an autobiography called Mystery of the Missing Mystery Writer? Agatha Christie, Arthur Conan Doyle, Jessica Fletcher, or Dashiell Hammett? Player 1. Player. Hey, player 2. Hello, moron. I'm talking about real life. Real life. Jessica Fletcher is fictional. What's on TV is not real. Except for that 70s show. Player 1, player 3, let's do something. Player
Ah, yes. Elementary, my dear player. It is obvious that you have no idea what you're doing.
Player 1. Way back in 1926, Agatha Christie disappeared for 3 weeks and was then found in a hotel suffering from an unexplained memory loss. Interestingly enough, her next book was called The Mystery of the Missing Case of Scotch. Pick a category, Player 1. For your enjoyment, I have some bad news. If you know this one, you're getting 4,000 bucks. Hey, y'all, what up? Yeah, time to bust a rhyme. Okay, I know, I sound like a fool. Just, I signed a deal. The man owns me now, okay? Just take a look at this freaking word, will you? All I want you to do is tell me which word rhymes with the correct pronunciation of this international news agency. Got it? Is it bleeders, goiters, hooters, or utters?
I'm here at an American restaurant called Hooters to investigate the disappearance of the waitress's uniforms. Truly, quite tragic. But I promise to stay on top of this story until it's completely uncovered.
Player 2, Player 3, It's the news agency with a giant softball in its throat. Last I checked, Reuters rhymes with goiters. What do you want to do, Player 3? Well, good for you. You just picked a when did happen. All right, I'm going to show you an event like this. Man first walks on the moon. Then I'm going to list off 7 other events like this one. All you got to do for each one is tell me whether it happened before or after man first walked on the moon, or if it never happened at all. Buzz in when the correct answer is lit, you'll get $1,000. But be careful, if you buzz in when the incorrect answer is lit, you lose $1,000 each time you're wrong. We all set? Okay. The category for your when did happen is Overachievers Anonymous. In the beginning, there was the Book of Genesis. And in the Book of Genesis, you'll find this little event. God made the stars, the sun, and the moon. Now, according to Genesis, the book, not the band, did this happen before God made the stars, sun, and moon, after that, or did God never do it at all? That's it. Let's see what we've done. Ooh, players 1 and 2 tied. This is going to be exciting. Let's take a look at the scores. Player 1 still ahead. Okay, let's get on with the rest of the show, shall we? Player 1, tell me what's next. Let's have a big warm welcome for Class Action Suit and Tie Required. How does $2,000 sound? All right, give me your best shot. Which group would most likely be defendants in a cross-action class action suit? Veterinarians, supermodels, teachers, or dentists? The Gillette cross-action is a state-of-the-art toothbrush, which at about $5 a pop claims to get teeth 25% cleaner. As far as cleaning up our judicial system, well, that's another story. Let's have a category, Player 1. And our special guest tonight, Honest Abe Duck. Heads up, this one's going to be $6,000. Speaking of Abraham Lincoln, now there's a guy who wished he'd have stayed home instead of taking his wife to the theater. Because, he ended up with a bullet in his head. Considering John Wilkes Booth's profession, which of these groups might honor the work he did on that infamous night at the Ford Theater? The Culinary Institute of America. Player 2, grab it! Ironically enough, John Wilkes Booth was a trained actor. Sadly, he never got any other roles. Yeah, he's pretty much known for that one hit. Player 2, what do you want? The category? That's a nasty cough, man. I'll give you 4,000 clams for this bad boy. Forward march. Suppose a new version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is made. If they cast Taxi's Lotka and his alter ego, what would the new version probably be called? Dr. Lotka and Mr. Sim... You're embarrassing me. Player 2, player 3, who's gonna get it? Player 2, go! Lotka's obnoxious alter ego is named Vic Ferrari. Of course, when push comes to shove, we know what they'll really call Lotka's Jekyll and Hyde remake. Yeah, you guessed it. Ibida! What's it gonna be, player 2? Let's see what we got going. Cliff, stop passing notes. 4,000 big ones for a right answer here.
She's pissed.
He's pissed.
We're pissed.
So pissed about a question. We're pissed about.
This next pissed about a question letter comes to us from Mary P., who's quite indignant about some Shakespeare trivia that we covered. Mary heatedly writes,
In the Jack attack of What Did I Do Wrong, you matched up Lady Macbeth with Killed Duncan. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Any high school student knows that Macbeth himself killed Duncan. I don't know if your writers are ignorant or simply blocked everything they learned in high school.
Mary, 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 you are right. One of our writers just doesn't seem to know Macbeth. But you know, even great writers make mistakes sometimes and incur the wrath of their audiences. Why, I'd bet even Billy Shakespeare ruffled some jerkins in his day. Because it's true about Macbeth, which of these lines might be from an I'm pissed about a play letter written by a morally indignant 17th century reader. There aren't any female characters. Children are abused by the main character. Macbeth is portrayed as a drunk Irishman, or the hero is a... That bastard Macbeth. Not only does he kill Duncan, later he orders the murder of Lady Macduff and her children. Can you believe it? I mean, clearly it's up to each of us as responsible adults to make the correct moral decision and burn all of Shakespeare's plays in the name of all that is good. It's all you, player 3. What do you want? Open wide and get ready for just hate her because she's beautiful. It's easier. How does $4,000 grab you? All right, you're probably familiar with those commercials where somebody's at a big photo shoot and, oh, sweet mother of heaven, they have dandruff flakes on their black turtleneck. How awful. Imagine Medusa notices unsightly, dry, flaky skin falling from her head. What does she probably have instead of dandruff? Thrombosis, iconostasis, synopsis, or ecdysis? Since Medusa has snakes for hair, that dry, flaky skin is probably from the snake's molting, or as us smart people like to call it, ecdysis.
Oh, yeah, Medusa. Give me some love. Oh, my beauty Medusa. Yeah, that's... Oh, wait, we got some flaking on your shirt. Wait, no, don't look at me. Don't look...
You've almost made it to the credits, but first, the attack. When you see two words that match, hit your buzzer. If you're right, you get $2,000. If you're wrong, you're losing $2,000. Oh, and one more thing to remember. Remember the clue. The two words that match have to fit this clue.
Who's relocating to the city? Well, I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. Just as long as they keep the country music out. Player 1, I have seen some glorious victories in my day, and then I've seen victories like this one. Take what you can, because...
You don't know Jack!
Best chicken ever.
What's the secret?
Player 1, you're on top. Do you like it on top? Let me know if you want to play another game. Hey, if you think this episode is a keeper, hit F and save it on your favorites list. I hear they're even more delicious the next day.
At number 53, Herb Dunkel, accounts receivable clerk and last-minute villain for the Johnson Tool and Die Company bowling team.